So, can a beginner like me or you make a mouth-watering cheesecake with plums within 24 hours, as pictured here in Thursday's Orlando Sentinel? Did I mention I don't have most of the ingredients in the house and can't go out because I'm high risk for COVID? I've also been challenged to make my first how-to video today, so I'm going to try to do both. Let's see. My best friend gave this recipe to me last week, and if I can do it, then you know you'll be able to do it too. If not, well, you can laugh with me and you'll get to watch almost in real time how this goes. So first, I had to order a 9-inch springform pan from Amazon. I did say I was a beginner, right? Done. Now I eagerly await the delivery the next morning, and in the meantime, order all the ingredients from Amazon's Whole Food division, and it is also delivered within a couple hours to my front doorstep. No contact. So far, so good. No, this isn't a commercial for Amazon, just the only way I had to get everything within 24 hours. So I unpack the form and I clean it and I start assembling all the ingredients so I have them at my fingertips when the action starts. Before you get started, you do have to do 3 things. I read ahead, and the crust requires you melt a 3/4 stick of butter, or 6 tablespoons, and the cheesecake part requires you melt a separate stick of butter and let it cool. You also need to pre-soften your cream cheese first. That is 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, so I'm pulling those out first and getting that started. Next, you will need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. After squeezing 2 lemons, I realized one probably would have been enough, so now I have some left over. Now that the butter is melted, I'll go ahead and do the crust first. You'll need 1.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs, or about 10 sheets of graham crackers from the package. Since I'd never bought them before, I didn't know what they meant by sheets, but they are like oversized crackers. Crush them any way you like and then crumble them with your fingers. Add in the melted 3/4 stick of butter and the 1/4 cup of sugar. It should now have the consistency of what they call wet sand. Pour the entire mixture into the bottom of the pan and use a cup. I found one with a smooth bottom and pressed it until you have about 1 inch up the sides. Bake this for 8 minutes at 350 degrees, remove from the oven, and let cool. Now you get back to the cheesecake filling. Here's your list of ingredients. 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, which are now softened, 1.5 cups of granulated sugar plus 1 more tablespoon for the topping, 2 cups of ricotta cheese, 4 large eggs, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, but put them in 2 portions of 1 tablespoon each, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, another 1/2 cup of butter, which is a whole stick, melted and cooled. Now you have 2 cups of sour cream, and of course 3 to 4 ripe but firm plums, halved, cored, and thinly sliced. Last but not least, 1 teaspoon cinnamon. So here we go. Use an electric mixer. I tried but failed with my blender, but my brown hand blender with a whisk attachment worked perfectly. Beat the cream cheese and ricotta together until smooth, then add the sugar, eggs, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, vanilla, cornstarch, flour, melted butter, and sour cream. You should now have 3 ingredients left standing: the tablespoon of sugar that you'll mix with the cinnamon and the tablespoon of juice. Mix until all the ingredients are combined and smooth, but don't whip it too much or it'll incorporate too much air. So says the recipe. Apparently air is bad. Pour the batter over the crust, and here's where you can get creative and fan out the plums in any pattern you like. I'm sticking to the basic round and round. First, sprinkle the lemon juice over the plums, and then mix the cinnamon and sugar together and sprinkle that over the top of everything. No, not the counter, just the cake. Guess that we're almost there. Now we put the cake in the oven for an hour at 350 degrees. When the hour's over, no, don't open the door. Just turn off the heat and set the timer for another hour. Leave the cake inside until the 2nd hour is over. Let the cake cool down and then chill for a few hours, preferably overnight before serving. Now, the question is it as good as it looks? A couple of pieces of crust that came off the edges tasted really good, but to really taste it, we'll have to wait and find out. Let you know in the morning. Okay, I'm back, and it's a solid winner. No, really, it's better than good. My best friend came over and we tasted it together, and we both agree it's like the best cheesecake ever. Light and fluffy, and believe it or not, the plums are actually still almost crispy and juicy. Very European, and I guess that might be because the other name for this cake is Italian cheesecake. So, buon appetito!